Hello, friends. Welcome to my living room in Brussels. I guess every room is a living room, right? Hopefully. Anyway, I'm Marka. I'm happy to see you. Share 30 minutes of music as part of my 30 days of lockdown concerts. Today's theme, birds. Got some bird earrings. I've got some pigeon stickers. And a bird song by Victoria Vox. I'm going to sing for you. I'm gonna sing like a bird, bird in the sky, sky so high, and I'm gonna send you a song from my heart full of love. When you look in the mirror, tell me, what do you see? Do you see me in your eyes? Although I can be there every day, you can hear me if you try. I'm gonna sing like a bird, bird in the sky, sky so high. I'm gonna send you a song from my heart full of love, a song from my heart. So that's called The Bird Song by Victoria Vox. She is a ukulele player from the US. And that was one of the first songs I learned on my first ukulele, which is in my mother-in-law's basement, just waiting patiently to be played again. So I'm not sure how it came up, but my husband and I were talking about, just different sort of like, I guess, stereotypical songs that you can play. Because I'm always like, well, what song should I play for my concert? And inevitably, this song came up that is one that I'm sure you'll recognize when I play it. And it's the one that everybody, you're like, any requests? And people will call this one out. So I shaped it into a lovely medley. That's true. Bird was my first word. My dad, maybe my mom also are tuning in from Massachusetts. Bird was my first word. So, and I love birds. I mean, not just wearing them on my earrings, but I love finding them out in nature, listening to their song and discovering who's singing that song. And I love sharing the world with birds because it just like, having four-legged creatures around in my house, they remind me of what's important and to keep perspective. And they remind me of the sense of freedom and of, the importance of being present. So all those things. So I'm going to sing this little medley for you. And then I'll tell you a little bit about it after I sing it. How about that? Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaye Nishrapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaye Nishrapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Sachitananda Murtaye Nishrapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase If I leave here tomorrow, will you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now. 'Cause too many places I've gotta see. But if I've stayed here with you, girl, things just couldn't be the same. 'Cause I'm as free as a bird now. And this bird you cannot change, no. This bird you cannot change. Oh no, I can't change. Lord knows I can't change. I am a word of hope and love. I bring honor to the world. I will push the darkness away. Can I come to your house and stay? I am a word. I am the root of all resistance. I bring light for us to grow. I will push the sorrow away. Can I come to your heart and stay? I am a word. I am the life you've left behind, the path that you now follow, the melody of your song, the place you can belong. I am a word of hope and love. I bring honor to the world. I will push the darkness away. Can I come to your house and stay? I am a word. And the crowd goes wild. So that little medley began with the Anusara invocation. I am a student and teacher of yoga, And the form of yoga that I studied is called anusara, which means to flow with grace. And so at the beginning of many classes, teachers will lead the students in singing this invocation together. And I learned this variation of it from an anusara teacher named Jack Harrison, who's also a really just amazing musician in Ireland. And the line Om Namah Shivaya Gurave is the first line. It means I honor the essence of being, the auspicious one, the luminous teacher within and without. Satchitananda Murtaye Sat as truth, and Chit is consciousness, and Ananda is bliss. So who assumes the forms of truth, consciousness, and bliss. Nishra Panchaya Shantaya, who's never absent, who's always present and full of peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Niralambaya Tejase, who is free and shines with the divine luster. Tejas is like light, fire. And then, of course, the really deep element of free bird added kind of in the middle, sandwich, if you will, of medley sandwich. And then the final song, I Am a Word, which is one that my co-volunteer Sarah and I wrote with asylum seekers at a refugee center here in Brussels. And which was trying to communicate this idea that, if a person could embody a word, this person that we wrote the song with from Syria, he wanted to be a word that would bring hope and love and would live in every single home. And what better message to share, I think, especially this time where we all are confined to our homes, but to remember that we can still be carriers of hope and love. And think about the birds who are singing outside, that life is still, it's continuing. The spring is here. There's still hope. There's birds singing, as long as there are birds singing, right? So in that vein, I wanted to share a song about flight. And it's a song that I wrote with a woman and her husband in Arizona called Born to Fly. And it's about the story of her husband's life as a pilot. I wrote the song with them when he was not well. He had a terminal illness. And I'm not sure if it was Alzheimer's, but it had similar kind of similar impact on the body. So she largely shared the story with me, and we worked on this song together to honor his life. I was 19 when I learned to fly, and I flew for 50 years. They said I had the real right stuff. I was a born fighter pilot. I learned to fly all kinds of planes, and I flew all over the world. I was having the time of my life. Everything was going on inside. They tell me I was born to fly. I moved like I had wings. Yes, I was born to fly, born to fly. As a child, I played all kinds of sports. I loved ice hockey the best. Sometimes I'd fall on the ice and rise like I was flying. As a pilot, I traveled to far-off places, but if you talk to me long, I would tell you about those birds I followed and flying with a whooping crane. They tell me I was born to fly. I moved like I had wings. Yes, I was born to fly, born to fly. As a boy, I had a dream to see the world and have adventures. and explore. So I read my maps and magazines, but I didn't know where life would take me. And flying got me there. They tell me I was born to fly. I moved like I had wings. Yes, I was born to fly, born to fly. I was born to fly, born to fly. So that's a song from Arizona. And we've got Massachusetts represented here. Sarah's joined us from another corner of Brussels. Hi, Sarah. So nice of you to join. And I can see that there's other people who have joined in, but I'm not sure where you're from. If you wanted to share a little comment and tell me where you're from, that would be fun. It's fun to see how many different parts of the globe, we've represented in these daily concerts. So today's theme is birds. Yesterday the theme was freedom, so I guess I'm a little bit of a role here thinking about just freedom, which I guess is appropriate since our freedom is limited right now. We're not flying, at least outside of our imagination, and many people around the world are in this kind of quarantine lockdown. We've been doing that for 3 weeks now, 3 weeks in Brussels. And I've been doing these daily concerts since the 18th of March. So got another couple weeks to go here. And I've been singing a mix of songs, sometimes on a theme, sometimes just, picking up a page and seeing what reveals itself. But I had a couple more songs in mind for this afternoon's concert. And one of them is one of my favorites of the songs that Sarah and I have written with asylum seekers, and it's called The Pigeon Song. So we volunteer at a refugee center. We've been volunteering together for 3 years. I was really lucky that on my first day, when I first arrived in Brussels, I wanted to be writing music with people from their stories. That's what I do, and I think it's really important. So I reached out to all these organizations that work with refugees because I thought, here are people who, unlike the freedom of birds, are they're kind of stuck in this stasis. They can't just cross borders freely. They need to find a place, a country that will grant them asylum. And I was lucky enough on my first day at the center that did respond to my inquiry to meet this amazing person who's a poet and a writer and a dear friend. And so we've been volunteering together and writing poems and music for 3 years. And sometimes in the winter when it's really cold, we're in this outdoor kind of covered corridor so we can be seen, and it's a space without borders and walls and doors. Sometimes we spend a lot of time with the pigeons of the center. And we wrote this song on a day when it was actually sunny and warm. And I had gone off to answer nature's call. And Sarah had met a family from Eritrea and started writing on the page that we had posted, different animals, right? When you're working with little children, bird, cat, dog, pigeon. She noticed a pigeon with a broken wing, and this song kind of came from that moment. It's about pigeons and so much more. I am a bird with a broken wing, but I'm still learning how to sing. Nobody likes me, nobody loves me, but still I sing every day. All I have is this moment. All I have is this time. We are not so different, you and I. Let us share this moment. Let us share this time. We are not so different, you and I. I woke up this morning and I could not hear my song, but somehow I found a way to carry on. All I have is this moment. All I have is this time. We are not so different, you and I. Let us share this moment. Let us share this time. We are not so different, you and I. When my song is hard to find, will you share your song with me? If we sing together, we create harmony. All I have is this moment. All I have is this time. We are not so different, you and I. Let us share this moment. Let us share this time. We are not so different, you and I. I hear a voice from ancient time. The past is me and you. But when we join together, we create something new. All I have is this moment. All I have is this time. We are not so different, you and I. Let us share this moment. Let us share this time. We are not so different, you and I. It's like the clapping from Oz. Pay no attention to the clapping behind the curtain. Okay, so that's just like, that's a favorite song. So clearly any way that I can ever share that song in a theme for these concerts, I'm going to do it. Oh, yay. And it looks like we have another Asan joins from Belgium also. That's so fun. Welcome. Bienvenue. So a lot of these songs that we've written, we call them migration songs. They're kind of songs of movement. And we've recently just published them in a book, which is really fun, called On the Move, Poems and Songs of Migration. And there's a little information about that in a little description for this concert. You can always click on link and read a little bit more about our song projects and the books. But I mean, there's all these themes that come up in the stories and poems and songs that we've written, and a lot of them are about this idea of like opening borders and how in nature, the sun travels across the horizon without crossing any borders. Birds are free to travel, and certainly, okay, I don't want to romanticize the life of a bird, because honestly, birds live a really difficult life, like so many beings that don't have some of the cush technologies and innovations that we've created to make our lives a little bit safer and easier, or a lot safer and easier. But certainly, most birds don't have to apply for a visa like we do. They might have to know a password to get past the eagle or the hawk, but yeah, it's a different process they go through. So we wrote this song with an asylum seeker from Burundi. And I've played it before in these concerts, but it's one that I really love, especially in this time where countries are closing borders to asylum seekers, and people are really becoming overwhelmed by fear, misinformation. The whole thing is just sort of like kind of exploding, imploding, however you want to describe it. But I think it's really important to remember that that nature knows no borders, no boundaries, and this song is really that idea. It's called Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, no trouble. So you know that one. And the second line, Tushikane Mikono. I can't like multitask today. Tushikane Mikono means Tushikane Mikono, shake hands. So okay, in the age of coronavirus, we'll just do like a miming of that. Tutafika salama, we will arrive safely. Nabila sila, without arms, so without violence, without firearms. Hakuna Matata, Tushikane Mikono. I don't know really what's going on. There we go. Tutafika salama, Nabila sila, Nabila sila. If they open the borders, where would everybody go? Like a bird, no pain, no visa, just the power of our wings and our hearts to decide. Hakuna Matata, Tushikane Mikono, Tutafika salama, Nabila sila, Nabila sila. If they open the borders, where would you go? Would you choose one place to migrate? I would build a new life in Belgium. Hakuna Matata, Tushikane Mikono, Tutafika salama, Nabila sila, Nabila sila. Even a bird can be hunted. There's danger in the sky. Petit à petit, pole, give us the freedom to decide. Hand in hand, main dans la main, on paye, on arrive. In peace we land. Peace is our land. Don't worry. Place your hand in mine. We will arrive safely without violence. We will arrive. Zindagi haram dashta bashim. Relax, live for all time. Africa le jugi devenu, flexionu, jugi defune. Si tu savais à quel point tu me manques, combien je pense à toi. I come from Africa and I find the whole world. Nabila sila, hakuna matata. Woo-hoo. I even have birds on my ukulele. Isn't that nice? Birds. I love birds. And that song, we started with an asylum seeker from Burundi with the Swahili, and then we had other people join us from Afghanistan, from Senegal. So there's Dari, Zindagi Aram Dashta Bashim. Zindagi means life, and it means we seek a calm life. And Africa, Le Jugide Nu Fek Finu Jugide Fune is Wolof, and the asylum seeker from Senegal said, I come from Africa. It's the line, I come from Africa and I find the whole world. And then I added Nabila Sila, without violence. Like it's just we find everyone here in Brussels and we're all together and without violence. And isn't that an amazing thing? And then the line in French, Si tu savais à quel point tu me manques, combien je pense à toi. If you knew how much I missed you and how much I think of you. So there's a lot of love and hope, and all woven into this one song. And I think that that's a little bit like we can be, a lot of love and hope, all woven into this species on this planet in this strange dynamic time. So if we keep our hearts open and spread our wings, anything is possible. And I think that's the perspective I keep trying to take, and the one that I try to shift to when I wake up feeling gloomy and less free. So another day, another 30 minutes of music. I'm so happy to share this time with you, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I hope that wherever you find yourself in the world, that you are finding ways to cultivate joy and hope, and to keep your heart open, and that you're practicing self-care as well and staying safe and grounded. From my heart, from my home to yours. See you soon, friends. Namaste.